glad you all are here today. It's an honor and a privilege for us in Johnston County to be included in Congressman McIntyre's district, and we thank Congressman McIntyre for being here today and spending time in Johnston County. And without further ado, Mike, welcome to Johnston County.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Kay. Many of y'all know Kay's a local celebrity here, and we greatly appreciate his help and support. I want to thank Kay for his friendship and his leadership here in this county. I want to thank Dr. Tony Parker, who I'll be speaking of in just a few moments. But as someone who has volunteered in the schools myself for the last 31 years, I know there's nothing more important to our country's future than making sure that we're doing everything we can to prepare our children for the future and to have the opportunity for success in the classroom. And that's why there are three important things that we're concerned about when we talk about that success. It's a concern, it's a commitment, and it's cooperation. First is being 1,000% concerned about education, because we know every bit of investment in education reaps manifold blessings in the future for the individual that benefits, whether it's a young child, teenager, college student, or an adult, or whether it's the community at large, from having a better educated workforce and better educational opportunities. It makes good fiscal sense, public policy sense, and common sense to be strong supporters of education. And that means we have to do all we can to improve the current rank that North Carolina has fallen to, number 45 of investment in education. It's deplorable that the recent General Assembly in Raleigh, the last two sessions, has dropped our state all the way down to number 45. And we know my opponent has been part of that effort. It means we also don't vote to cut over $650 million from public education like has happened in the General Assembly and that my opponent has been part of. We know our state can do better. It means not eliminating almost 2,300 teacher positions like my opponent has done in the General Assembly, which has led to more overcrowded classrooms. We know our state can do better. And it means not supporting a federal budget proposal, which my opponent does, which puts education on the chopping block for very deep yet unspecified cuts, up to $17 billion for 2013 and $897 billion over the next 10 years. We know we can do better. These are serious concerns, and that's why we all ought to be concerned. But you know, education, secondly, is about a commitment. And when I talked about 1,000% commitment, that means we have educators like those who are with us here today, like those who have signed up all across this district who could not be here because they're doing their jobs, they're staying after school today, they're getting their lessons plans ready for tomorrow, they're helping with extracurricular activities, they're helping with athletic activities, or they're going home to take care of their own families. But I want to thank those who are here today. I want to thank all of those from across this district who are strongly supporting us in education. It's a commitment that we have to keep working on for the future, such as preparing and rewarding good teachers through measures like the Keep Teachers Teaching Act and the Teacher Tax Relief Act. It's about investing in high-quality early childhood education. And I can tell you, having been chairman of my own church's daycare committee, working with young children before they ever even enter the public school system, it was a great honor to have former Governor Hunt come down and honor our efforts even in the private sector to try to support education for young children of all socioeconomic backgrounds. It's about supporting class size reduction and school modernization, which create jobs. It's about being an active and enthusiastic supporter of programs like the E-Rate, which in our congressional district has provided over $60 million in technology discounts to schools and libraries to make sure our kids have the access to the internet and to modern technology they need to compete in this information age of technology. It's about fighting to protect Pell Grants, Perkins loans, Stafford loans, all critical tools to help make college more affordable. It's about helping to pass the 9/11 GI Bill, which I've strongly supported, and which I will be working with some more veterans next week at both a veterans event and an education event to show our support to help veterans with their education costs. And you know what else? It's about supporting our North Carolina community colleges, second to none in the nation. And that's why there's another tragedy that's gone on with the General Assembly the last two sessions. Community College of North Carolina set that example for career and vocational training, for worker retraining, for for adult education, continuing education, and opportunities that we give to so many people that might otherwise not have access. And we have a great community college right here in Johnston County that exemplifies that strong commitment to education. And it's about our great University of North Carolina system, the great campuses that make up the UNC system, another great pride of the state of North Carolina, known nationwide. So whether it's in our community colleges or our universities, whether it's from working with NASA to nanotechnology, from agricultural biotechnology to marine biotechnology, from nursing to law enforcement, from small business to global economic leadership, it's an opportunity for folks to be able to have that type of commitment to make a difference not only in their lives, but in our community, in our state, and our nation's well-being. Committing to supporting schools for character development, for physical fitness, for healthy lunches, for athletics, for extracurricular activities that teach valuable lessons to our kids outside the classroom as well. I'm pleased to have worked to be able to help obtain close to $1 billion in federal funds over the last 16 years for North Carolina's education system at all of these different types of levels. It's a commitment we have to make and that our citizens deserve. And then third, it's not only a concern and a commitment, but also it's about cooperation. Cooperation that looks past party labels and partisan agendas, and it puts the kids, the young people, and our adults first. Education is the great equalizer of opportunity, the great way that all folks from all backgrounds in life have an opportunity to advance. Cooperation that understands we're in this together, that we need to build consensus, that we need to make the investments necessary. So it's that concern, that commitment, and that cooperation that make North Carolina schools the best in the nation. We don't dare backtrack on that. We're here today to say let's continue to uphold our schools as the best in the nation at every level. Let's stand together, work together, get the job done for our students, for all of our citizens, for our educational system, and of course, for our future throughout this region, throughout this state, and indeed throughout our country. God bless you all, and thank you for the commitment that you make to education and that these folks exhibit by their presence here today. And now I want to call on a great leader of education that I knew many years ago, long before I was involved in politics, in Lumberton, when he was principal at Lumberton High School. Later moved on and eventually became superintendent of the public schools right here in Johnston County, who knows my record, who knows my opponent's record, and knows what a commitment to education means, Dr. Tony Parker.
You know, I've spent 36 years in public education as a teacher, as a principal, and as a superintendent. And one of the things I always looked at in people that I met, in parents, in volunteers, in community members of whatever community I was serving at that time, is I looked for honesty, I looked for the integrity, I looked for commitment from these community members to make our schools better and to make our opportunities to provide an quality education of children better suited to that community. As Mike said, I've known him for over 20 years, well over 20 years, before he ever went to Congress. And I grew to admire Mike in Lumberton for his commitment to public education, his commitment to the children, his commitment to the people of that community. Not a commitment that was grown out of personal desires or personal attainment of power or position, but a commitment because he wanted to do the right thing for the community, the right thing for children, and the right thing for the future. Mike McIntyre has done that during the years he served in Congress, as I watched his career progress, and he's done the right thing. Not always the political correct thing, but he's done the right thing for his community and the right thing for the children, and he has promoted a better future for the people of the community he served. And Mike, you got my total commitment in this race, and you've got my friendship and my admiration. Thank you for what you do.
thanks to all these folks who've joined us today. We appreciate you all being here. It's starting to rain a little bit, so we're not going to delay. And we appreciate those from the media who are here. Be happy to speak with you, but we want to formally adjourn before people get wet. We want to respect their time and their schedule. Thank you all so much. God bless you.